Welcome back to our series on how to get started with Lyro, Tidio's conversational AI. In this video, you'll learn how to turn your existing website content and support documentation into a powerful knowledge base. By giving Lyro this precise data set, you're enabling it to handle your customer queries on autopilot. Then, we'll show you how to test Lyro's responses before you open it up to your customers, just to confirm everything is accurate and stays on brand. The first thing you need to do is set up your data sources. And this is an important step because Lyro only uses the information that you provided, and it keeps all of its responses anchored to this data. Let's go over the 4 main ways to feed your knowledge base. If you go into your data sources on the left-hand side here and click on the Add Knowledge button, you'll see all the options here. The first one is website URL. You can provide your website URL to import knowledge and either scan priority pages or scan a single page. So I'm going to provide a URL here and then click Import Knowledge. And this takes a few minutes and it will continue in the background. But what Lyro does is create these Q&A pairs for you in a really quick way. Next, you can add manually and manually write your own specific Q&A here. So you can write the question, the answer. This is great if you have specific business rules or have complex answers that you want to word yourself. The next option is importing from a CSV file or a text file. So if you already have your question and answer pairs, you can drag and drop the file here. And then you could either import or replace duplicated Q&As with the CSV content, or import new and skip duplicated Q&As from the CSV file. And the last way to add knowledge is through Help Center integrations. So here you can sync directly from platforms like Zendesk. And all you have to do is provide the URL of your website here and press import. Now, once that data is imported, you can fine-tune that information to fit your exact needs. So let's open up a data source and click Edit. And you see you have total control over every piece of information. You could refine your answers, so you could tweak the wording or update the info manually at any time. And then you could also toggle whether an answer is used by the Lyro AI agent for auto replies or by Copilot to suggest answers to your human agents. By setting the audience, you can differentiate information, for example, by showing one answer to everyone or another answer to only your logged in customers, for example. To take things further, you can sync your product catalog so Lyro can pull in information and real-time availability to recommend the perfect product, helping you lift your conversion rate and grow your sales automatically. And here's how to add products to enable your product recommendations. On the left-hand side, click on Products and then select Shopify Product Sync. From there, you can click Continue to upload your Shopify products. Now it's in the process of syncing, and there are a few things to keep in mind. You get 2 uploads every 24 hours. Your descriptions must be at least 10 characters. And make sure you aren't using any third-party apps for your descriptions or variants, or the sync will fail. Once the sync is completed, you'll be able to see that it's now linked to your Shopify product database. You'll see how many products were synced, and you can toggle this on to give Lyro permission to access your product catalog. So now we've built Lyro's brain and refined the data, but before we let Lyro talk to live customers, let's make sure that Lyro's responses are accurate. I'm going to navigate to the playground on the left-hand side, and your playground is your safe sandbox where you can chat with Lyro exactly like a customer would. You can test Lyro in a couple of different ways in the playground, so you can ask it any question you want here, or you can choose a question that pops up on the side here. I'm going to choose what is your shipping policy. Once Lyro responds, you could review the answer to make sure that it's on brand and it's accurate. If you scroll down, you can see a link to review the sources, and this will take you to a panel that pops up on the side, and you can see that it was a manually added source. You'll be able to hit Edit Q&A if there's anything that you want to tweak. You could save those changes, and that'll save in Lyro's knowledge base. So that's a question that Lyro can respond to because it's based on a Q&A pair, but let's ask Lyro a question I know it doesn't have the answer to. So do you offer bulk discounts? So Lyro answers with, "I'm afraid I don't have enough information to provide a reliable answer about bulk discounts," and encourages customers to reach out to support. And at the bottom, a message will pop up saying "no relevant information found." And it gives you a link here to create an answer for it. So you could create a new Q&A pair manually here. So you could edit the question here and you can type in the answer. And when you hit create Q&A pair, the question has been added and Lyro is learning and will be ready in seconds. So if I go back to data sources really quickly, you'll be able to see that it created a new Q&A pair. And if you want to go in and edit how it's used or edit the audience, you're able to do that. And a note here that any conversations that you have with Lyro in the playground do not count towards your conversations limit. So you could really put Lyro through the ringer before you release any new content to customers. Providing that initial data is just the beginning. The suggestions section is where Lyro gets smarter by learning from your customers. If there's a question it can't answer, it will actually suggest a new Q&A pair for you. And if you go into a suggested pair, you can fill in the blanks and hit Save as a Q&A to add it to your knowledge base. Now you've given Lyro the knowledge that it needs to support your customers 24/7. In the next video, we'll dive into guidance, where you'll learn how to customize and control Lyro's behavior. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along for more, and drop us a comment if you have any questions. We'll see you in the next video.